So what happens when you call out a narcissist? When you finally just decide you've had enough, when you go from just being quiet and chill to being Billy Bad Empath, right? Billy Badass Empath. That's when you go to it right there. What happens? How do narcissists react? What do they do? Who do they tell? Who do they screw? Now, that's what we're talking about today, y'all. If you're new here, my name is Lee Hammock. I'm a diagnosed narcissist myself, here to give you an inside look at the mind of a narcissist. And let's hop right into it. What the hell do narcissists do when you call them out? So the first thing I'm gonna say is, it depends on what type of call out that you do, right? Exposing a narcissist, there's layers to it, right? There's a lot of different layers to exposing a toxic narcissistic person. It's not always just like you're gonna blast them on social media. Calling a narcissist out could have a lot of different implications, right? You can call them out inside the household. You can call them out in the workplace. You can call them out on social media, right? You can call them out in court, right? There's so many different ways that you can call out a narcissist. So it really depends on their response and their reaction, right? How you do is typically going to indicate what they will do or how they will handle the situation. Because if you call out a narcissist in the house and it's just you and them, what could they really do, right? If you just call them out, you catch them cheating or lying or something like that, what could they really do in that situation? Well, they can hit me. Yeah, they can. I know I presented that in a way that make you think like they can't really do it. They can get dangerous because the possibility exists that you could do more. So even if you call out a narcissist and it's just you and them in the house, it's just you and them one-on-one, mano y mano, it doesn't mean that they will just walk away and leave you alone, right? Oh, you got me. You called me out. You got me. Guess you win. Guess I'm done. No, it doesn't mean that's how it will go down, right? Sometimes when you call out a narcissist one-on-one, like if it was just me and you in our household together, and you told me you discovered my sordid affair, or you discovered that I'm gambled all the money away, or that I'm back on drugs, or I'm drinking again, whatever it is, right? If you told me that, in my mind, of course, I'm going to feel the shame. Of course, I'm going to feel shame. I'm going to feel embarrassed. And then I'm going to get angry. And then I'm going to get paranoid because I'm just like, who else knows? And if I'll ask you, who did you tell this to? And you say nobody. Now my mind is wondering, who could you tell it to? How big could this get in my life? How would this affect my reputation if other people know about it? So if you call me out in the household, I can still get paranoid. Now I want to know your source. How did you find out? If I deny it, even if you have proof, a lot of times narcissists will deny it, right? They want to know how you found out. They want to feel like if the pipe is kind of like this. If the if the pipe is leaking, I want to know where the leak is at so I can seal it up. So I need to know who the mole is in my life, if there is a mole in my life, so that I can seal up the situation so that it won't get further or it won't happen again. Or I can know who not to be around and who not to share my information with because they tend to be, they're a rat, they snitching, they're a tattletale. Right? I need to know who I can talk to. Seriously, I need to know who I can talk to or who I can tell this information to in order to protect myself. I need to know. So a lot of times they will badger you about your source. If you call out a narcissist, they're going to badger you about how you found out. Because they're afraid that more people could find out. They're afraid that if they stick around this person that told you, that the possibility exists that this will just happen again. You know what I mean? The possibility exists that this can just happen over and over and over again. And then there's nothing that I can do about it personally. Like you have the upper hand in this situation. You have the upper room. You have the upper hand here. So that means that you can do whatever you want to do to me. Like you're in control. You have the power. So when you call out a narcissist, it's now, how do I get the power back? Right? Even if it's just you and me in the household, there's nobody else around. How do I get the power back? And again, I'm paranoid, so I think you're recording me. Now, so very rarely will I admit to it. I think you're recording me to get more proof so you can embarrass me more later on. So very rarely am I going to admit to it. You called me out, you busted me, you're trying to hold me accountable, whatever it is. So very rarely am I going to admit to it, because now I'm thinking that you're trying to record me to tell other people, because that's what I would do. I will record you. Hey, I need more people to know. I need the threat to be wide, right? So this is going to happen too. That's a huge possibility of what happens if you expose them one-on-one. Now, if we take it to the bigger exposures, woo! Buckle your, ladies and gentlemen, buckle your safety belt, because we're going on a bumpy, nasty, toxic ass ride. We going, hey, it's going to be bumpy. In Houston, we have a narcissistic problem. Seriously, because the bigger the exposure, typically is going to be the bigger the reaction from that narcissist. Right? If you expose me online, I need to try to expose you online. I need to try to match your energy. So I'm going to try, I feel like if you tell the truth about me, I'm going to lie about you. Or I'm going to take the truth about you and make it bigger and just fabricate it. I'm going to make the truth about you seem like a bad thing. So if you call me out online, or you expose me online to multiple people, man, get ready for a social media battle. Now, on the off chance that you might be dealing with a narcissist who will say nothing to you, who will just ignore you and hope that it goes away. That's what I would do online nowadays, right? I'm in a different place right now because I can kind of keep my ego in check and whatnot. So even if somebody's telling the truth about embarrassing me or whatever, I would not, my fear right here, y'all, and this is what I would do. If somebody were to call me out online, right, I would just ignore them. Seriously. Because my fear is the Streisand effect happening, right? I have a fear of the Streisand effect happening. Like, if you call me out online and I respond to you, that puts more eyes on you. Because a lot of people who hear my response to you don't know who you are, don't know what the situation is. So they're going to go find your stuff that you said about me. And now that puts more eyes on your stuff. So the Streisand effect happened. If you don't know what the Streisand effect is, look it up. But pretty much Barbara Streisand, like a magazine or somebody took pictures of her house on the beach, right? To point an eye about beach erosion, how these beach houses were causing more erosion than they were worth. And Barbara Streisand didn't like the fact that her house was on the magazine or on the website. So she sued the people. And I think only 3 people had saw it at first. But when she sued the people, it brought more eyes to it. Like, Barbara Streisand filed a lawsuit. Now thousands of people, hundreds of thousands of people see it. Nobody saw it at first, but because she got angry that her house is in it, she brought the issue to the public light, and then thousands of people saw it. So her suing and her reacting caused a bigger effect. And that's why they call it the Streisand effect. Look it up. That's my fear of what could happen online to me if I respond to someone, a troll, or if I respond to somebody telling them the truth. So when you call out a narcissist online, some of them, like myself, would go quiet on you. I would literally go quiet. I would not give you a response. I would go quiet on you. Now, there are other narcissists who don't care. Like, you ever hear somebody say, oh, there's no such thing as bad publicity, as bad press? Those malignant over narcissists don't care. They want to muddy it up. They want to bring more drama to the situation. They want to bring more eyes to the situation. So they'll make video after video after video about you, lying about you and stuff like that. So when you call out a narcissist, just think about what could happen. What could they do? Now, every once in a while, you get the psychopaths out here that might try to hurt you. Right. I'm not even laughing at that, but like, sometimes you get the psychos. You call out a psycho, they try to hurt you in real life. They don't respond to you online. They try to hunt you down in real life. They dox you. They try to find you in real life to pop up on you, to try to actually do some harm to you. Watch out for those people right there, y'all. Before you call out a narcissist, just make sure you know who you're dealing with, right? I'm not trying to scare y'all or fearmonger you into not calling people out, because I truly believe that horrible people, horrible, lying, manipulative people, I do think that they deserve to be called out and embarrassed or whatever, right? But you have to be careful, because you never know. Because a lot of times when you call out a narcissist in a public arena, in a public space, it threatens their identity, right? It threatens their image. They can have these affairs or whatever. They could be a communal narcissist and be big in the church. These affairs or these gambling or these drugs get exposed, and now people are looking at them sideways. People are looking at them differently, right? There's a cat walking down the street, y'all. I'm trying to see if my cat runs up on it. This is my cat's territory. There's a rogue cat walking back there. Yep. Look what I say. I'm gonna record it. Look, I can't show y'all. I'm recording on my phone. There's Loki, and there's a strange cat right there. I knew it. I told y'all. Loki's hunting. Sorry, y'all, I got distracted. No, but seriously, if you call out a narcissist, this is the type of stuff that will happen. It really, really will. So you have to protect yourself, and you have to think about it, because you have to be as safe as you possibly can, because you might encounter the psychos. You might encounter the people out there who are trying to harm you and bring harm to you. Like, seriously, be careful. I'm not saying don't call them out. I'm saying be careful, because you never know who you're actually dealing with. Because narcissistic people, when you threaten their identities, you don't know what they'll do to get it back. You don't know what they'll do, because if they lose their identity, like, I'm a social media content creator with a great image, now my identity is flawed and destroyed now because of something I have done. Now I might lash out. Now I might just try to start harming people now because you harmed me, right? I'm just matching your energy and trying to harm you back. Like, seriously. I'm sorry, I got distracted by cat. I saw that cat walking down the street. I was like, where's Loki at? There should not be cats in front of my house. I called Loki out. Watch him come and get me later on. If y'all follow my vlog and my gold memberships, y'all see Loki all the time. He's a character. But anyways, y'all, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Call out narcissists. They don't deserve to thrive in silence. I promise you. Call them out. Just be careful. Be safe, and think of safety first. Just know who you're dealing with. Hit the subscribe button, y'all. mentalhealness.net for my one-on-ones. Click one of these, and I'm out. Peace.